Good morning, YouTube.
Good morning, world.
Welcome back to another instalment of the Royal Breakfast Club. Well, the Royal Breakfast Show, should I say. I keep saying club because I'm thinking of the film.
The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club.
This is nothing like the Breakfast Club.
No, definitely not. Nothing like that.
No.
Definitely
No.
not. Definitely not. Good morning, everyone. I know it's been a minute since we've done a Royal Breakfast Show, but we are back by popular demand.
They were in the inboxes this morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, asking if it was back.
Well, we are. We are back. It's been a minute. Obviously, we've had a lot going on during the May month. We had the B2U Breeders' Club meeting, which was epic. And lots of stuff going on behind the scenes, but this month's a bit more chilled, so a lot more content will be coming out to you guys this month.
Banging. How's your week been so far? Hump day, we're there.
Yeah, we're there. Wing It Wednesday. We're on Wing It Wednesday. Yeah, not too bad.
Wing It Wednesday.
Definitely. Yeah, not too bad, mate. Yeah, it's been. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Can't believe how quick it's come round again, but we're here.
Halfway there.
Yeah,
That's
well, quickly jump at the early birds. Now, here's the thing, Mac. We've got Candy Mania, Andy. We've got Aaron, and we've got Paul at PMC and Chris at Rednall Royals all in on the same time. 9:41. Good morning for you early birds. Well done.
Morning.
We'll quickly go down. So we've got Jason at Underground Genetics, Luke, we got Reps Becoming Pets, Isla, we got PJ Pythons, KNC Royals, we've got MJ Logo and Designs, we've got Sam and Molly's Exotics, James Fitzpatrick, Kerry Stemson, Greg over at Reps Becoming Pets, so that's the pair of them on, which is great. We've got Kraken Balls, we've got Only Ball Pythons, Samantha Jones.
Boss Rat in the house.
Yeah, they're on the way, hopefully, to the HQ this morning. Early morning delivery.
Nice.
Joshua, we got Michael from Excite Ball Pythons. Michael's doing a lot better lately. We've got to give it to him.
Yes.
He's jumping on. We've got MRock Royals, we've got Sean, we've got Pete Frost. We got Get Hiss, we got Andy Barton, we got the young man Matt over at SPR Pythons. Good morning, all. Welcome to the breakfast show, the Royal Breakfast Show. At that, just want to touch on a few things. Hanley Hatchkins has jumped on. Good morning. Just want to touch on a few things. Chris Barber's here. God, they're all going to start jumping in there.
That's it. Just want to get started. Everyone's going to be here.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. Just want to touch on a few things, guys. Real quickly, Viper Bedding and Viper Venom is now available from Viper World. The link will be in the description box below, and also jump on the website www.viperworld.co.uk. Grab your bedding and your Viper Venom. We will be attending the IHS show next weekend, which is Father's Day on the Sunday. So if you want to pick up your orders from there, great, you can do that as well. So we will be there as well. So stock up on your bedding. And also, guys, while you're on, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure the notification bell is lit up. So what I've noticed, a few people have been commenting me, sending me messages and commenting saying, we've missed this video, how have we missed it? Make sure your notifications is set correctly, because if they're not, you will miss out on some stuff. I have got an egg cutting video coming from Aussie. Me and Aussie did an egg cutting video while he was here, so that will be coming up very soon. And also we'll be doing the results of that clutch very shortly as well. So make sure your notification bell is all lit up, singing and dancing as well. And another shameless plug very quickly. This morning's sponsors are Boss Rat. Guys, if you do need frozen food, get over onto Boss Rat, hit them up, go and check them out, order your frozen food now. Obviously, it's a bit too late for them to deliver to Birmingham area, but, you know, get your orders in anyway. If you're you need some frozen.
One thing I have noticed, if Boss Rat are doing the delivery, they do try to give notice along the route, asking if anyone wants something. So that's decent. You don't get that much from other companies. So that's
I owe Andy a massive apology because I did say I'd pop up to the shop on Saturday. However, I didn't realise it clashed with Scott Wilkinson's barbecue. So I do apologise, Andy. And yes, we will see you definitely at the show, my friend. Perfect.
Happy days. Should we talk about the elephant in the room?
Go on then.
The show. Sorry, the breeders' meeting. The breeders'
meeting. Yeah.
You know what? It was amazing.
Yeah. I'm not. I normally get the feedback from obviously people who probably haven't attended before, like they didn't attend the first one, or maybe they've heard about it and they came to the first one, then they came to the second one, and the feedback was excuse me, the feedback was great. I can't lie. I'm always a bit skeptical because obviously it's put on by myself and the team completely smashed it out of the park, I feel. So yeah, I think for me, the feedback was fantastic. So
yeah, there was they had a live about it on the Discord, and there was so many positive comments. There was a few improvements that obviously you've had back, but the overall consensus was outstanding.
I'll be addressing the Discord and the Patreons on a live separately tonight. So we'll be doing a Patreon live tonight, an all-in-one show, just discussing the feedback and some bits that we want to touch on, and whether or not there's going to be another B2U Breeders Club this year or not. So we'll get that out there. So yeah,
it was good. It was nice as well to see so many people from across the UK that came. There was no negativity. Everyone was talking to everyone. There was a lot of exhibitors that weren't there last year as well. I think did we double up on exhibitors this time round?
Yeah, we were up 25% on exhibitors, 25% on people attending, and a lot of people. So some people thought it was actually less people attending this time than the first one. In actual fact, it wasn't. It was just because the doors were open and it was so warm, people were coming in and out. So there was people in the outside, people coming in. So it pretty much was. I think we worked out about 25% increase, which is fantastic. I know a lot of the vendors from this one have asked for a double table for the next one. So that's just going to obviously just grow from there. So for me, that whole concept of growth, walking before we run is exactly where we're going. So I want to be able to grow it nice and steady. And just make it the show, Obviously, we had Aussie over, who supported the cause, which was absolutely awesome. My congratulations goes to S&J. Is it S&J Pythons or S&J Royals? I forget who.
Is it S&J Royals?
S&J Royals. Yeah, they won the $5,000 store credit with Aussie. So that was awesome.
Yeah, Jason's he's part of the Patreon as well. So it was nice to see that the raffle was won by someone in the UK. It was lovely to see that it was someone from the community, and it was lovely that it was someone from the actual event as well.
Yeah.
So that was Jason was one of the early numbers, which suggested it was an event ticket rather than an online ticket, it makes no difference, but it was just nice to be able to say. So it was.
Yeah, I think for me as well, like when I phoned after the live, and he answered the phone, it was such a fantastic phone call that I had with him, because when he answered the phone, his missus was going mad in the background, and they were genuinely like they'd won the lottery, because it's Aussie. It's $5,000. Potentially they've got $5,000. That's for them and their collection, it's going to be an absolute game changer. You know, it would be for me. So to have that conversation with those guys, and they were genuinely, I wished I'd recorded it, because that's the sort of thing that, you know, you're changing someone's collection and potentially the way they do things, like with their breeding plans, which will then obviously could potentially change the outcome of the babies that they produce, which then obviously is a knock-on effect to the animals they will be selling. Yeah. So it is a massive game changer for them and for anyone. And it was great as well to see the Scottish breeders clan in the house as well at the B2U BC.
They were in force.
They were in force. They were in force. They proper invaded, and I loved it because Kerry I haven't seen in years, so it was great to catch up with Kerry, and obviously Steve got to come to this one as well with his lovely other half, and a few others got to come down. Reps becoming pets, and so on and so forth. So yeah, it was a real good feel. So I'm certainly looking forward. I've had a couple of people from overseas in Europe wanting to attend as well. So yeah, it was good stuff. You know, it was good.
I want to give a shout out to Chris Dunn, who came to mine and Mrs. Max rescue. We had a bit of trouble with the hotel, and Chris actually was on his way home that evening, and we nicked his room. So another point for the community, just stepping up and looking after each other. It's absolutely on point.
Yeah, definitely. We've got Italy in the house. Turbo Stevo, good morning. We've got Norway in the house. Good morning. Hope you guys are well. So yeah, I think the overall, guys, if you're in Europe or in the States or in Canada, if you want to come over to the Balls to You or the B2U BC Breeders Club, you guys are more than welcome. There's plenty of people over here who will help you with hotels and where to go and where to stay and all that sort of stuff. So just let us know, and we'll certainly help you guys with accommodation and where to stay and all that sort of good stuff. So yeah.
You actually had people messaging you, didn't you, the week before wanting to come? Yeah. And then when you said, well, it's in the UK, they were like, what?
Yeah.
It got some good coverage, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And again, it was, like I said, with Aussie coming over, it was a massive, how could I say, a massive uplift.
Landmark.
Yeah, uplift. Because listen, Aussie doesn't do many shows nowadays. He especially doesn't come to the UK or Europe very often. So it was fantastic to catch up with him again. And what was bizarre was, there was so many people who, after who'd messaged me afterwards saying he's such, a down to earth guy, very helpful, and he actually said like the community that we're building over here is fantastic, So yeah, it's good.
You took him on a Peaky Blinders tour, didn't you?
Yeah, we took him over to where the real Peaky Blinders were from. Took some pictures with him on Garrison. Outside the Garrison and on Garrison Lane, and yeah, so I think he enjoyed that, to be fair. So yeah, it was good, and Aussie as well, guys. For those who don't know, we had a photo booth courtesy of Wild Racks. The photo booth pictures, I've got the link and the password to view those online, and there was Aussie in there with some of the kids. It was just funny, wearing the wigs and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it was good stuff. Absolutely.
You can't fault him.
No, absolutely.
And then we had there were some bangers at the show, wasn't there? So
yeah, there was some fantastic animals there as well, which is great.
We had 2 awards.
Yes, 2 awards that went out. Best booth went to Wild Racks Display. It was very close, I'm not going to lie. I didn't give out the awards or pick the winners, should I say. Aussie did, but he did tell me afterwards it was very close. And we had Best in Show as well, which went to the Golden Eye of K&C Royals. The reason why Aussie picked the Golden Eye was because of its unique colours, and also because of it had no recessives attached. You know, we spend a lot of time trying to build our collections based on recessives, all that sort of stuff. So I know I've said this before, but it's just great to see some amazing combos without a recessive. So yeah,
it was wicked. It was wicked. IHS is the next one on the calendar, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 weeks. Well, not this weekend. The weekend after, it's on Father's Day, which is obviously at the Milton Keynes venue. I'll be keen to see what the venue's like, because from the pictures I've seen, it looks pretty smart, pretty good. So fingers crossed, it's going to be a good day for that show as well. Like I said, we will be at the Viper stand on that day as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah. It's
So,
it's a good year for breeders meetings, shows, conferences in the UK. You know, we'll say before BTU one.
Yeah, we've got 4 left for this year. We've got obviously 2 IHS. We've got the ARC show, and we've got the SWC. So
yeah.
there's going to be some good stuff going on. But Mac, your clutch is all hatched out and shed out. Your stunners,
Mate, I couldn't be happy with it. You know, shout out to Michael at MKR, who was a joint pairing with. But for someone who loves these orange, the clutch is just screaming orange.
Yeah.
And then with the special and the engine as well, some of them are just glowing. Like,
yeah.
For first clutch, I couldn't be. Well, me and Mrs. Mac couldn't be any happier.
Yeah.
You know, Mrs. Mac got off the clutch as well and stuff, so it was banging. But yeah, they were spot on. So
yeah,
I'm sure most of you've seen them because we posted a lot. Well.
Yeah, definitely. Just quickly going back to the IHS show, Matt over at SPR Pythons, he's looking forward to the IHS, seeing what the venue's all about. Sean has asked, are we going to be doing a second B2U BC meeting this year? Stay tuned, Sean. Answers will be tonight on Patreon, and I'll let you guys know on YouTube very shortly what the plan is.
Patreon first.
What the plan is moving forward. We'll let you guys know. So yeah, absolutely awesome. Sam said that the S&J won the $5,000, and they are also fellow Welshies. They are ecstatic. Yeah, absolutely awesome.
Oh, well, I wouldn't have been so happy if I knew it was part of the Welsh clan. Can't have Sam.
Ooh.
Can't have Sam
being happy. The Welsh were the original inhabitants of this island. I'm an Anglo-Saxon, so I'm an invader, basically. But,
I can't believe how many Welsh folk there are, if I'm being honest.
I love the Welsh. I'm not going to lie. I love the Welsh. I love the Scots.
I can't say too. We spent our honeymoon in Wales, didn't we?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
So it's, it's all banter. It's all banter.
Yeah. Michael, you're right. It is ham this weekend on Saturday. Unfortunately, I won't be going. Scott Wilkinson will be going. He'll be over there. I won't be there. I've got my son. I missed him the other weekend, so I'm going to spend a bit of time with him this weekend, which I'm looking forward to be brutally honest, because I'm going to take him to watch Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Into the Spideyverse. I'm not going to lie, I am excited. So I'll be the biggest kid in there.
The first one is probably the best Spider-Man movie I've seen.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one, and he's looking forward to it as well. So he doesn't know yet, but I'm going to take him to watch that. So unfortunately, I won't be at Ham this weekend, but I know Scott Wilkinson will be over there, and a few others I think are going over. But yeah, I can't make it, unfortunately.
I think that's the best excuse you can have for not going, isn't it? Family time.
If he got a passport, I'd definitely be taking him over. But I think, I think he prefers to go and watch Spider-Man at the cinemas than go and look. But he's pretty good with reptiles, to be fair. He's pretty good. So, yeah. It's good. It's good. It's good. So there was anything you wanted to touch on,
Matt? Chris. No, I think it was just, check in with everyone. We haven't been around for 2 weeks now with the show, and then it was school holidays last week. It was just non-existent for me. You've been run off your feet as well, haven't you? You've been busy since.
Yeah. We've now. I'll be doing a video very soon. We've restructured the Rodent HQ, which
nice.
I'll be doing a video on that and the reasons why pretty soon. But me and Mel have gone over the rodent production, and we've switched it up a little bit, which we'll be going over soon. Will's hella heat. He's in the house.
Oh, good morning, Will.
I haven't seen. Is Will still holding off on this podcast thing?
He's still holding it close to his chest. He's still holding close. He's uploaded a few videos recently of his collection, and he's introduced the snakes. Yeah, but he's holding off. So I think it clashed with Brian's. Brian does a competition. I just lost my memory what it was, and it clashed with that. So he's held off. So I don't know what the current plan is. Will, you'll have to let us know, Will, where you're up to with podcast garbage, because we're sitting on the edge of our seat waiting for our review.
Yeah, you going to go over to collect the award, Mac, or shall I?
Well, you're going over, aren't you? So you might as well.
Yeah, I might as well collect it, and I'll collect it on behalf of us.
When is it Tinley you're going?
Yeah, so we'll be over at Tinley in October. September is the Canadian Breeders' Show, which I did say, I was speaking to Billy yesterday on the phone. I may try and get over to the Canadian show in September. So September's the Canadian show. Then you've got Tinley in October, and then I will be in Florida in November, but that's for the Mr. Olympia, which is nothing to do with reptiles, but hopefully I can maybe squeeze in and catch up with a few people over in Florida while I'm over there.
Well, there we go. So if we get an award, Gav will be over there, possibly 3 times to collect it. Yeah.
I might try and pop into Dave Palumbo, because he's in Florida, and I know his guys cover the Olympia as well. So I may try and cross over 2 fantastic scenes into one. But I have got a bit of bad news, Mac, to tell people this morning, and I'll be doing a video to explain everything. But I don't really want to get into it on here, but I will be leaving the hobby, and I will explain all in a video very soon.
Oh, no. I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, I'll explain it all to everyone. I'll do a video just to explain the reasons why and for what reasons. But anyway, that's for another video. Let's look at today and moving forward.
Well, Mr. Walker's just joined us. Good morning, Mr. Walker.
Good morning, Steve Walker. Absolutely awesome.
Will, soon, guys, I promise. Now I've got this first clutch out of the way and a new webcam. Amazing.
Wicked. Amazing. One thing I noticed, guys, and here's a bit of advice for you guys who are looking at when you do YouTube streaming or streaming in general. Now, I use a Canon 200D, which is obviously a DSLR, as a webcam, which works fantastic. However, if your stream isn't quick enough, or the YouTube, the other end, isn't quick enough, let's say, it doesn't matter how good your camera is, the picture will still be blurred, or you'll still have fuzziness, all that sort of stuff. So I know obviously Will's just said he's got a new camera. I watched one of Billy's My Channel, My Content yesterday, and he was ranting and raving and probably spent about 15 minutes trying to sort out his camera issues, but it was literally down to the streaming. Again, a lot of it's down to your internet or the way it's being processed the other end. So it's just one of them, guys. So don't be too hooked up on your camera. Obviously, if you can use a quality camera, do, but sometimes you just can't help the fact that the stream isn't going to handle the capability. So just wanted to share that.
Sam from Boss Rat says she's 35 minutes away. She might jump on the show.
She best have a makeup on then, because otherwise she won't. No. She won't jump on a photo or a video if she hasn't done a makeup. I know, Sam. So she'll just walk in probably with her hair down. So yeah, I know Sam how she works.
I thought I was bad saying that we don't do the Welsh, and then you're saying she's not coming on and she's got no makeup on.
I didn't, Max, see, you twisted my words. I didn't say that. I said she won't come on.
Yeah, I know.
She won't come on.
Camera, no way. Everyone knows Sam.
Yeah, I've already had Neil try and phone me, trying to interrupt the podcast. Thinks I'm stupid. So yeah, so it's all good. It's all good. There's a lot of positiveness going on. One thing I wanted to touch on, Mac, was Herb Social.
Yep.
You've got Herb Social, you've got Cold Blooded, and you've got ReptiPost, I think it is, which are 3 platforms that are almost like a social, Instagram-y, Facebook-y type scenario, which is set up at the moment. Now, Billy, this is off the back of Billy's video. So if you haven't watched my content from Billy Mutation Creation yesterday, go back and watch that, and then you'll understand. It will give you some context into what I'm talking about. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a history lesson. So back in the day when it was forums, like we got the Bush League Breeders Club, we got ballpythons.net, we had Ralph Davis forums, we had RFUK was a bit later, but then we got RFUK, ballpythons.net, Bush League Breeders Club, Ralph Davis forum, RDR, and there was one more, I can't think. Anyway, it was pretty cool. Captive Bred, thank you, Steve. Thank you, Captive Bred. It was pretty cool because we got breeders who were sharing stuff or chatting about stuff, combos, all this sort of stuff. And you'd occasionally get to see breeders go head to head and argue, right? But we weren't talking about keyboard warriors. We were talking about breeders who knew what they were doing because they were at the forefront, if you like. So you had people like Ralph Davis and Corey Woods who were arguing over certain stuff. You'd have issues with, I don't know, Aussie had posted some results about his banana clutch and there was a few people kicking off. Now, the reason why I'm going to talk about this is it'll all fall in place and make sense. There was a lot of people on there who were arguing, maybe, I don't want to say falling out, but they were having, let's say, a debate. And it was quite respected because these breeders like Kevin McCurley, Mike Wilbanks, Corey Woods, Marcus Jane, Justin was on there as well, and obviously Aussie, Ralph Davis, Pete Call, all them sort of guys. And they were debating amongst themselves. It wasn't a keyboard warrior. And what I mean by a keyboard warrior is when you get people who just go on just to cause drama, just to physically, mentally, should I say, have a dig at someone. So let's say if I posted an animal and I said, this is a banana pastel or a pastel banana, whatever, you get keyboard warriors jump on and go, oh no, that's not that. If you don't know what it is, you shouldn't be breeding, you shouldn't be doing this, all that sort of drama. Anyway, as those forums went on, the keyboard warriors started to appear. And it got to the point where a lot of the breeders who were full of information would just stop commenting on there. And they would then sort of just go, do you know what? There's nothing but drama, keyboard warriors, and there was all sorts going off. And it sort of went a bit sour. Towards the end of the forum days. And a lot of breeders jumped off and went onto Facebook. I went onto Instagram. And when those guys jumped off and went onto Facebook, it was literally like all the keyboard warriors then went to Facebook as well. So it was almost like the breeders had a platform called Facebook. Because some people did MySpace. For those who are old enough and remember MySpace, they had MySpace, but they went predominantly onto Facebook. And then obviously all the keyboard warriors went over because they were trying to, you know, not necessarily hound, but hound the breeders. And not many of the keyboard warriors went onto Instagram, which was fantastic. So it was pretty positive. Anyway, fast forward to now, and I was speaking with Billy yesterday, and one of the main things, and I'll be straight from the word, when I first heard about the Patreon stuff, I was dead against it. Cards on the table, I was dead against it. Because it was always about helping people, giving information out there to people who needed help. Now, what changed my opinion was when I kept getting screenshots from people who were on Facebook, and they were being, and I'm going to say this, attacked in public by certain breeders who were meant to be gurus, and that's their name. They named themselves gurus, and they were attacking people who were trying to start in the hobby with simple questions like, what temperatures do you guys incubate at? And the response was, if you don't know that, you shouldn't be breeding. And it was really quite harsh. Anyway, I got sick and tired of it. And, I thought, you know what? We need a gated community. We need a community that people can go, feel safe, and people can help each other. And they can ask questions and not go, sorry, this is a stupid question, because there's no such thing as a stupid question. So I then realized the turning point was after seeing this so-called guru's attack. And he didn't do it once, he didn't do it twice, he did it multiple times. And the people in his Facebook group, who I also looked up to, who I thought were stand-up guys, were also jumping on the bandwagon with him because it was that guru. Yeah. So I was like, nah, I'm not having this. So by creating a Patreon with the Discord and the gated community, we're able to vet who's coming on. I have turned people away because of their negativity or their drama that they cause within the industry. But I've been able to concentrate and help people on another level. Now, I was talking to Billy yesterday, and I'll be upfront about the conversation. Herb Social, I've signed up for it. I've made an account. I've looked into it. I'm going to look up on Cold Blooded today, and also Repti Post. Sorry. But I'll be straight. This is my fear. My fear is anything that's free, like a free platform, you're going to get the keyboard warriors go from Facebook, like they did from the forums, go from the forums onto Facebook because it's free. Then they'll go from Facebook and they'll go to Herb Social, or I think Cold Blooded is part of the Morph Market pay subscription thing. I don't know. I need to look into that. I'm not too savvy with that one at the moment. But look, guys, I'm going to be straight with you. Any forum or any platform that's free, there is going to be no way for them to monitor the keyboard warriors. And you may have pages that if you want to go, Billy says sandboxes, which is kind of the right word for it. If you're going to play in this sandbox and there's going to be keyboard warriors in there, you've got to deal with that. And then if you go into this sandbox, there's going to be keyboard warriors in there, and you've got to deal with that, or you come out of it. So you can choose which sandbox, how Billy puts it, you can go and play. Now, you can block, I believe, said person, but any platform that's free, you have to be mindful that the keyboard warriors can jump on there and start being absolute tools. So you need to be careful when you're going on any social media platform that's free because ultimately, and again, I'm not knocking any of them. This is just the conversation I had with Billy, that, you know, he was sick and tired of all the drama that was going on, you know, a load of stuff, this, that, and the other, and how the communities are, it's not a community, everyone's attacking each other. Well, and I'm going to say this straight. Most people who follow me or watch my YouTube are fantastic people. But then we've got the Patreon community, which is on another level. Those guys in the Patreon and the Discord are fantastic. They will help each other, they will support each other, and they will guide each other in the right direction. And I said this to Billy yesterday, because Billy also mentioned that his Patreons are absolutely amazing, and he's going to spend more time with his Patreons, giving the help to them that they need and deserve. The thing is with Patreon, like I said, any Patreons, whether you're on mine, Billy's, Justin's, whatever, you're going to be able to have yourself a community which is there, all there for the same reason. There's a lot of people who wake up every morning who want to get on Facebook and just bully people, just for no reason, just because they like to get that reaction, you know. So just be mindful if you are on Facebook or you are on any free social media platforms, because I've had a few people recently come to me saying they're getting attacked by people in America. They're over here in the UK. They're getting attacked quite harshly. And I've just told them, come off Facebook and you won't need to see those people ever again. And that's what they've done. And their life is better for it, because it really gets them down. You know, it would get me down. So just be careful out there. And again, if you are getting a lot of negativity, a lot of drama, just come off Facebook. If it is Facebook, obviously, just come off Facebook for a few weeks and see how you feel mentally. If you feel like you've picked up and you've got better, or you feel better. So yeah, that's mental health. And look, I'm not going to say that mental health isn't a thing, because it is a thing. But we can also be inspired or brought down by the people around us. So if you are surrounding yourself with people who are negative and, oh, this is that, this is crap, this is this, this is that, it's going to bring you down. So whichever platform you're on, whichever platform is being negative in your life, just try it for a week. Come off that particular platform for a week and see how you feel at the end of the week. Okay, because a lot of people are worried about these followers. Oh, I've got so many people likes on my Facebook. It's not worth your mental health. So just be careful with all the stuff that you guys do on any social media. But I still stand by what I say is, if you are part of a Patreon or part of a Discord service that is attached to a Patreon, that is going to be your best and safest community. And me and Billy both agree. Like, I've got some people from Billy's Patreon who are coming onto mine, and vice versa. They're the same sort of mentality. So yeah, that's just what I wanted to get across. Like I said, it's not a rant. It's just a bit of insight. It's just a bit of knowledge, what happened in the past. And it just seems to be following this trend. And it seems to be that, you know, I would pay to go on her social and subscribe to it if it was regulated. Okay? It's not about paying for something. You get nothing in life for free. And I mean that with the greatest respect. If you go on there and the keyboard warriors are on there, and you're going to start having an argument back and forth, and it's going to start upsetting your day with this keyboard warrior, it's not worth it. So just bear that in mind, guys. Like I said, if Herb Social was a subscription, I'd subscribe to it, as long as I knew that it was being regulated, and that the people who were attending, or people who were being who were actually a part of that community, was being regulated. Sorry, bit of a long.
No, you're right. Just before we jump into the comments, I think sort of the too long didn't read section of that is be part of the solution, not part of the problem.
As always, mate, be part of the solution, not the problem. Definitely.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to iterate on that. I'm not knocking any social media platform. The facts are the facts. Yeah. If you're on a free platform, don't be surprised if you find a keyboard warrior or two about to jump on there and start giving you a load of crap. So just be mindful. Yeah. That's all I wanted to say.
So we've had Liam and Kevin sneak in, Sugar Skull, Serpents, and Snake Station. Good morning, gents.
Good morning, guys.
We'll jump into the comments. So Kerry Stinson binned the forums when the troublemakers came out to play. It was so toxic at the end, pre-Facebook, pre-MySpace. I spoke to Kerry at the Breeders' Meet, and she was telling me about how bad it was back then. So I think we're really lucky that we've got access to what we've got access to nowadays. Sam from Boss Rap, we've been on the receiving end of the keyboard warriors. Doubt very much they would act the same face to face.
Oh, 100%.
Casey Royals, so sad. They definitely wouldn't, Sam, especially with Neil. No, Neil's not the kind of bloke to mess with, is he?
No.
Burlavag Reptiles, so sad. Sad to see so many people doing web warriors. Do people think it's good to talk down to others? We have all been rookies and need help.
100%.
Casey and Royals, block, remove, delete. That's what we have been doing with the odd bad comment. Alison Wayne, just back from the vet, the dog met the local stray cat. Oof, I hope the dog's okay, because it's not going to be the cat that come worse off then, I don't think.
100%.
Spanford Jones, Facebook is mainly where the keyboard warriors live.
Yeah.
Greg, don't mess with the cats. Our cat and the Maltese rule 2 staff is Steve Walker, don't mess with Sam. Never mind Neil. It's such a shame when some people take it so personally. Billy was so upset by everything. And who are these people? How do they find the time? Sam says it's small person syndrome. She bites. North Perm Bowls. The Patreon and Discord is amazing. Great people. Great help. Still, 2 conversations going on here. Steve says small but mighty Sam.
Yeah.
Greg Reps, stronger together, be part of the solution.
Yeah.
Not the problem. 100%. Mighty if I stand on a step. Will's Hella Heat, good morning, Alison Wayne. K&C Royals, a seed can grow into a flower, but around the wrong environment, it will not flourish and thrive. Alex Westwood, some people get an ego boost off belittling others. I'm on Facebook, but I don't use it to engage in reptile-related content. Snake Station, I predominantly use Facebook. You have to use it in a certain way. Lots of drama-free groups out there, and in the 3 years, I've had 0 drama in my groups or pages. But is that because you're managing them properly, Liam? You know, you use the word your groups or pages there. You know, I imagine you're quite responsible and you don't let the negativity in, or if it does sneak in, you get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll be straight with you guys. That there are pages on there that are great and are probably drama free. However, a lot of the drama stems from the people who are actually running the page, because they get a little bit of an ego boost and they feel they've got all these people in this page. And a lot of the issues is when the person who owns the page or the moderator answers a particular question, all the other people follow suit. And it's like they all jump on this one person. So it's kind of like, it depends on the person that's running the page. But the amount of screenshots I see from people on all different levels where they've got keyboard warriors. One breeder actually deleted all of his social media because the one guy, this guy's in America, the guy who was bullying him or kept attacking him was here in the UK. He actually deleted all his social media because of it. And it just blew me away. So, and that was all stemmed from Facebook. So again, yes, you can be on Facebook, but just be mindful, just be mindful.
Yeah. Bow's Exotics and Enigmatic Reptiles, good morning. Good morning. Wild Rats, good morning.
Good morning.
Kerry, the sexism in the groups forums was beyond ridiculous. Yeah, that's what we were talking about, wasn't it, Kerry? Last weekend before. Snake Station, you have to avoid the bad groups. Quotation marks. Americans. They're not all bad. They're not all bad. Will, I fully support the Patreons, but now you get new people who've never done anything starting them, expecting to get paid, but offer nothing. I think it's the scenario of you get what you pay for. You know.
Yeah.
I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. Snake Pit Glasgow, good morning. I just, look, guys, the Raw Breakfast Show is all about positiveness and trying to help people and move people forward. It's just advice, I'm not saying that, these free social platforms are bad, but all I'm saying is just be mindful, because when you've got something that's paid for and is regulated, the people who are regulating it have an option to let that person in or not, and also has an opportunity to boot that person if they feel they've stepped out of line. I've certainly stopped people from joining my Patreon because it's not about the money. It is about the community. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. There was people at the B2U Breeders Club, this one just gone, who are not a part of my Patreon. They're a part of someone else's Patreon, and they'd heard nothing but bad things, about the community. And they came. There was 3 or 4 of them, different guys came, and then afterwards, all 3. I think there was 3 or I think there was 4. There was 4. 3 of them sent me a personal message afterwards saying they were completely wrong. Because they openly told me what had been said. They showed me screenshots and stuff. They said, we were wrong, Gav. Your community, and I don't mean this as in my community. The words were, the community you are trying to build is fantastic. And they loved it. So, again, it's not about, trying to single people out. It's about bringing people together. And unfortunately, we all do have our own opinions and our own feeling, whether you should cut eggs, whether you shouldn't cut eggs, whether you should keep them in racks, whether you should keep them in vivariums. Look, you do what works for you. I'm happy for you to do what works for you. They are your animals, your eggs, you do whatever. However, don't push your opinions on anyone else. If this is working for me, it's working for me. I wouldn't do it any other way if I felt it was, wasn't sort of a thing. But just be mindful, like I said, I'm going on. I'm going off on a tangent now, but I'm not trying to be ranting.
No, do you know what? I don't think it's coming across as a rant. I think you can clearly see the passion that you've got for it, and not the passion for the hobby, because I think that's different. The passion is that you've got for helping people in the community, and all. Like for me, all you're trying to do now is look after people.
Yeah.
You're not. And the other thing as well is you're not pushing your Patreon. You're not pushing Herp Social. You're not pushing Morph Mark or Cold Blooded. You genuinely give quite an unbiased train of thought there. That be careful. Don't.
Yeah.
If you're going to go there, you could get this. It's. And then when you get people like Kerry and you get people like Steve and yourself who not only back up what you're saying, but then at the weekend when I was sat with Kerry and Steve and they were telling me how bad it was, we're not hearing different stories from different people. We're hearing the same stories. So you've got to take that experience into consideration, because unfortunately it's not going to change.
No.
Not going to change.
No, and I think ultimately, like I said, guys, just be mindful out there. Just be mindful. It is what it is, and it is what it is. As Jake Green said, I hate DG and Hypo. You should all hate it too. Yeah, definitely, Jake. I feel you. But again, that's the same thing. That's the good thing about a lot of the people you surround yourself with. I prefer to be around people who don't work with the stuff that I work with, because then I'll get inspired off seeing what they do. Yeah. Which then inspires me to do what I do within my own collection. So it's nothing but positive stuff, So I think that's the way forward, definitely. Keyboard will lose their animosity and not anonymity. Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. There's been a lot of comments there. So Erin and Andy need advice, came to the Patreon, not Facebook. K and C almost left the hobby. It was Gavin and 100% got the passion back for them. Kerry Stinston registering. Snake Liam's got a very good point here that he set up Hurt Social last week. He's not had a chance to look at it. I've done the same. I've set it up. I've reserved a few names and whatnot. But at what point does it become too much? Where should we focus our energy on? And I think that comes down to the individual, that you do what you feel is best for you.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, I've used Clutch, I've used Husbandry Pro. I currently use ReptiScan because I've always used ReptiScan. ReptiScan was what I believe was probably one of the first tracking systems available. Now, eventually, because I advertise on Morph Market, all my stuff will be done on Morph Market. So eventually I will move over onto the Morph Market track system because it's integrated. So when I do something on that, it will automatically put the information on the Morph Market. So I haven't got to go from like my ReptiScan, put the information into there like I do now. So I had a Clutch yesterday. So I put the information into my ReptiScan, and then I've got to go onto my Morph Market and then put the information in again. So that's two lots. So I look at it from a practicality side of things. You are right. You could end up with 3 or 4 platforms. I mean, Vero's a fantastic platform. But again, I don't utilize it enough. But I've got it set up ready for when Instagram goes completely the wrong way. And it's there ready to go, So, but everything that I will be doing will be aimed at making my life a lot easier. So like I said, everything will be listed on Morph Market, and then everything that I do tracking wise will be done through Morph Market, so all the information's there. And if someone buys an animal, click a button, boom, they've got all the information. So that's why. And again, I think Husbandry Pro is great. I know a couple of my Patreons who've got it. I know a couple of my Patreons who are on Clutch. They love it. I've seen it. I think all platforms are great. So I'm just going to do what is easier for me. So.
Yeah. Jake, Eden Morphs, sorry guys, I'm not ignoring you. Everyone's just, saying how great the Patreon has been, coming back to the hobby, the support that they've had off you and others, Gav.
Yeah.
Everyone's got the same thing. So, it seems that the mentality is that everyone's well aware of the importance of a community rather than it being a Patreon, the community side of it. I think that's what everyone's picking up on. Sam says she's 10 minutes away and she's going to take over the show. That's when the fun starts.
That's why I keep looking over my shoulder so I can quickly kick off.
If we make it in time, a live giveaway for one lucky viewer. Keep talking, Gavin Mack.
That's it then. We've got to do a free giveaway.
We're on. Greg and Will have just actually been talking about Vero just before you brought it up. Will says he liked Vero better than Instagram. 100%. It was such a clean environment where you could see the content you wanted to see.
Yeah.
And I think for someone like yourself, Gav, as well, who has different levels of following, so your Patreons, your viewers and whatnot, you could give out different content to different people all under one app.
Yeah.
And I think, it really is so much potential about it. And I hope that Vero does grow to the point where everyone makes that move.
Yeah, because, I do, I'm not going to lie, I do struggle to keep up with all the social media stuff because, like I said, you try and do a bit of everything. The Vero side of things, you can decide who sees what post, and again, like I said, I've got my Patreons on there, and then I've got for everyone to see, and so on and so forth. So it is a good platform, and I think it will only get better. But I have, I hope if someone like Meta, who own Facebook and Instagram,
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. If they end up buying Vero, that they kind of just leave it alone. Do you know what I mean? Just leave it as it is. Maybe do a few tweaks to make it improve. But I think, yeah, it's a great platform moving forward. So we'll see. Like I said, you know, I'm setting up these accounts, so I've got them. But I do believe that, like I said, you know, trying to keep everything all under one roof is going to be my aim. And that's why I'm heading more towards the morph market stuff, because morph market for me has always been the way to go for selling my surplus animals, and it's just, yeah. So that's where I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's I like morph markets continuality now. Right, like, so I've just literally my first clutch, and it was dead easy because I was able to create a clutch, parents, and then tell it how many eggs I had, good, bad, how many males, how many females, how many unsexed, and it just done it for me. And it was just a case of going in and editing the names. It was really nice and simple. And then it also, from the, like, obviously I do a lot of stuff on desktop compared to phones, but I've heard it's just as easy on the phones as well. So it's really good that it caters for both those aspects as well.
Yeah. So I think that's a good discussion for today. I think we've done, you know, we've made people aware of the different platforms, a bit of history as well regarding the forums and everything, where everything's come from. And again, we want to be looking forward to the future and growing our industry. I don't think you can. I really don't think we're all going to be able to come together and see eye to eye. But what we can do is come together when we're needed for, like, UK ARC and US ARC, and that's what's important. You know, I don't care if you breed GTPs, retics, berms, you know, bearded dragons, whatever. You, as far as I'm concerned, we're all under the same umbrella. But I know a lot of people don't like ball python breeders, and that's fine. That's fine with me. But as long as we all come together when the time's needed to fight the good fight, that's all I'm bothered about.
That's it.
That's all I'm bothered about.
So there was 2 snake questions that come in. Just let me scroll up to find it. So it was from Blaker's Pythons, Jeremy. Is the migraine gene the same as the cryptic gene?
Yeah, I believe it is the same. The difference is, it seems to be the migraine is a lot cleaner, a lot sharper, because I believe because of the line bred thing. What you got to think is, with cryptic, a lot of people have cryptic in their collection and they didn't even know it. So they're producing these kryptons, which are great looking animals. But you imagine, let's say you've got a pastel and a normal, and the normal is het clown, and the pastel is double het, which is double het clown cryptic. Okay, so it's a krypton, right? You breed them together and you make kryptons and clowns, right? If the genes you're using, so let's say the pastel and the normal aren't the best examples, then your krypton isn't going to be of a great example. It's still a krypton, but it's not going to be of the best example. And the clones you produce aren't going to be exceptional either. So with migraine, the way it was, because it was so line bred, it's almost like the best animals have been used to create the migraines. So you end up having what's called a polygenic trait as well as a polymorphism, which means genetically the parents were good-looking animals, which has then produced good-looking offspring. So I find the migraine stuff is of a higher caliber because of its line-bred history, if that makes sense. I showed Aussie some migraine stuff, and he was like gobsmacked. He was like, wow. So, you know, and he openly said, like, the cryptic stuff that he's seen on that level. So my advice is, if you are going to work with quality, go with migraine. Don't get me wrong, there are quality cryptics out there, but it's like anything else. If you're going to go and work with quality, you want to go for the best looking animal, whether it be a cryptic or a migraine. Go for the best looking animal. But my advice would be, again, quality has to shine through.
Just for anyone in the States that is interested in migraine, just to be clear, we can export now as well.
Yeah.
Nice and easy, thanks to Scott Wilkinson and Tom Wolfe. So the borders are open for you guys. I know Will's Hella Heat was looking a couple of weeks back at a couple of migraines.
So I'll just quickly stepping on Will's Hella Heat's question. Splatter also makes the migraine nicer. So the splatter, I'll be honest, I thought was a nothing gene. I thought, I don't see splatter. And then when I've got them in my hand, I think some of the animals I saw were kind of maybe not real splatters. But the splatter, I was talking with someone and they mentioned that splatter looks or could be the same as lace, which then I looked at it again and I was like, do you know what? I think they're right. I think it could be the same as lace, if not the same or similar. Yeah. So hopefully we can do some splatter stuff, which I have got some animals breeding that are splatter. And then down the road, I'll get a lace animal and we'll put them together, because there is a super splatter.
Yeah.
And we'll put them together and we'll see if lace and splatter are compatible. Obviously still keeping the lines separate, but it is it is a gene, it is there, and I do believe it's very much like a lace reaction gene.
Yeah, and again, just to sort of throw you under the bus, Gav, for anyone that is interested in migraine and splatter, make sure you jump over, give Gav a follow on Morph Market, and Michael from MKR Recessives. Both of them some really interesting things with the migraine.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Yeah, we will. Obviously, I'll be keeping you guys posted on what we're doing. I've got a female about to lay. So yeah, me really trying to push, just keeping the migraine pure, because obviously you can make mixers, which is the allelic version of the het clown, het migraine, which look great. But I think the true power is in the migraine.
Yeah. There's quite a few people in the community as well, where hets that are going to be working with it as well. And there's some amazing ideas that the community is sharing. So it's definitely going to be an interesting project to follow.
100%. Andy's got to shoot off. He's got a job to do. Good luck, Andy.
Getting in the way again. It's not good, Andy.
No. Get hissed. I'm going to be biased. Discord, Balls 2 Discord is the best. Yes, I agree. Totally agree. especially the lives the guys are having mainly every night now. They're having Discord lives virtually every night, which is crazy. And sometimes it's until like 2-3 in the morning. It's absolutely nuts. Will's Hella Heat. Weirdo is what I was thinking, but did think that the lace when I was talking to Chris Jones about splatter. Yeah, it's something that, you know, I remember when Chris Jones took the animals to the IHS Doncaster show, I think it was, and everyone were calling them normals and were laughing at him. And, you know, it just goes to show. I mean, Chris, unfortunately, has got out the hobby now, but the splatter project and the migraine project still lives on and lives on strong. So I'm looking forward to seeing where we go with that and seeing what goes on with, again, from other breeders as well.
So, you know, when you get things like the splatter that's come out of the migraine, is there a lot throughout history, Gav, where one gene is introduced another one?
Yo, what's right in the house?
Oh dear. Oh,
here we go. Look at her dancing around.
Sam's in the background. Here's Neil. The boss rat team are here.
Morning, guys.
Mate, don't tell them what you're
Nice pink colour.
Mate, they're like my G-strings. They love my G-strings. Yeah, so
Thrown him off.
completely thrown me off. What was you saying, Max? Sorry.
So like migraines introduced splatter.
Yeah.
Historically, has there been many other genes that have been introduced from another gene?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we got stuff like the leopard. The leopard came from pied, and everyone was like, "Wow!" Like back in the day, they were calling the leopard het markers, pied het markers, and so the leopard appeared, and they all thought leopard. If you'd got a leopard, it was 100% het pied, and it was attached to pied, and you couldn't separate the two. But obviously you could. And a few of the genes, like obviously you got the lesser platinum or the platy daddy from Ralph Davis. That was a lesser platinum animal. And when Ralph started breeding the lesser platinum, he started producing lessers, which he called lessers because it was lesser looking than the platy daddy, than the original animal. So the platy daddy side of the het daddy stuff was almost like a hypo, a hypo coloration on top of the lesser. And the only way you could make a platy daddy or a platinum lesser would be if you breed a lesser and the normal from the same clutch, because that would carry the het daddy, breed them together, and then you could make a platy daddy. So there has been other genes over time which has produced other genes that have come from that, and there's probably going to be loads more as well which I haven't mentioned. But yeah, Will's mentioned the caramel and the Kreidler Ultramel. So originally the Kreidler Ultramel wasn't the Kreidler Ultramel, it was the Kreidler Caramel. They thought, Eric Kreidler thought he'd got a line of caramel that wasn't kinking, and then everyone was going after his line, and then he sold one of the animals to someone, and someone bred it to an Ultramel. They bred it to a het, because there was basically words going around that if you breed a het caramel to a het caramel, your babies wouldn't be kinked. So they took Eric's caramel line and then bred it to the other line of caramel het line to see if it would produce a non-kink baby or to even make the bloodline stronger, and it didn't produce anything. And then someone bred it to an Ultramel and it produced Ultramels. So Eric then quickly realized that his caramel wasn't actually a caramel, it was actually an Ultramel. So that's when he got renamed into being from the caramel into the Kreidler line Ultramel, which we do see. It is very similar to to a caramel looking. It's just not as bright or as receptive as the Noah line, which is the line that I work with. But it is compatible. Justin's bred a Kreidler line Ultramel to a Noah line Ultramel, produced Ultramels. I've done it in the past and produced Ultramels. So it is compatible. It is an Ultramel line. It's just you've got to go for the line you want to work with. So yeah. Let me just find out what this they've shot off. I want to know what this freebie is, this giveaway.
Get them on the phone.
Neil. Well, they should be watching because they were just on. Let me know what freebie you're giving away, because these people are waiting in anticipation for your freebie. That'll be coming up.
Red Gene and Ringer came from the Blackhead stuff. Get Hissed came off Facebook due to keyboard warriors, took Gav's advice, and Will's hella. Noah is so much nicer, in my honest opinion.
Yeah.
I think anyone that's in the BTU, I think, has all got Noah line. I think it's all come via Gav.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, you got to work with what you want. I mean, I like Monarch. And some people go, oh, you're either Team Monarch or you're Team Ultramel. No, you're not. I work with Ultramel because that's what I started with, and I love Ultramel. Do I like Monarch? Yes, I like Monarch. Would I get into it in the future? Yeah, probably. But that's my opinion. You know, I've got Ultramel, so I'm working with Ultramel. So it is what it is. Still waiting for Boss Rat to come up.
Come on, Boss Rat. You've got us all on the edge of our seat here. I bet they've all switched the phones off now, getting a cup of coffee whilst you're up here grafting.
They best not be. Hang on.
Or Gaffer's out his chair. Get them told, Gaffer. Get them told. How's everyone's seasons going on? Have a quick chat whilst he's not here. Red and Ringer Jean have separate jeans. I've got no idea either. It's all a bit new to me as well. Oh, here we go.
She's coming. She's got a business.
Coming.
She's got a jacket on, so she obviously means business.
I'm official now.
She's official.
I'm official now.
She's official.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, so just for today, as we are here, if you go on to Boss Rat, you will all get 10% off today. If you put the code in, which is RBS 2023, it will give you 10% off all products. How nice am I being today, Matt?
That is amazing.
RBS what? RBS what? What's the code again?
RBS 2023. Neil's got stage fright, so he can't come on.
RBS 2023. Look at that.
There you go, guys.
There you go.
There you go.
I'm going for a cuppa now.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your life.
2 minutes. There we go. Absolutely awesome. How about that?
Erin, very well, thanks for the season. Wild Racks waiting on clutch 13, unlucky for some. Michael, 2 clutches cooking at around 7, pregnant at the moment. Get in. RBS 2023. Remember that, guys. Remember that. In Russia, egg is laying season. I know politics aside. I'm Portuguese. I'm just in. Yes, we've been through this, Lorga. Don't worry. We've been through this. Right, guys. Get over to Boss Rat. Get your orders in. It's 10% saved. RBS 2023. Go for it.
Did you say 10 or 25%?
She said 10.
Did you? Okay.
I don't think she's that happy.
No. Well, a saving's a saving. That's a good thing. But yeah, while we're on the subject of clutches, I got clutch 11 yesterday. Again, jump onto my Morph Market, have a look what the pairing was, because it was an interesting one. I ain't gonna
she is listening. 10%, don't push it.
She
is listening.
I'm excited. I heard 50%. Nice one, Will. Nice one, Will. Very
only ball. You say quickly, Spectre. You love Spectre. This ain't going to be quick.
Yeah, I love Spectre. I ain't going to lie. Yeah, Spectre's a fantastic. Sleeper Gene, absolutely amazing. Spectre Clowns, I think, are a fantastic project. And obviously, you've got the super side of things, and you've got the fact that it's a Lilac as well with Yellow Belly, which is amazing. I was converted to Super Stripe stuff thanks to DK Royals. So I love Spectre stuff. I'm not going to lie. But I do think there's massive potential with the Spectre stuff. You know, stuff like DG, Ultramel, you know, Monarch, Exantic, Clown, Pied stuff. I think there's so much potential for Spectre. Absolutely love it. And it's cheap. You know, it's relatively, it's a gene that's got a great super. It's a Lilac with Yellow Belly, and it's cheap. So you can work some amazing stuff with it.
Super Strike Clowns are great. I love both genes. Got Ultramel Clown, Ultramel Pied, Ultramel Hypo. But I've got a triple het Monarch Clown Pied growing up for the future. Get in.
I got a chance to meet Most Wanted Pythons at Scott Wilkinson's barbecue, which is absolutely great. Fantastic guy. Go and give him a follow on Instagram. Absolutely sound guy. He's coming to the next B2U BC as well. So, yeah, Most Wanted Pythons on Instagram. Great to meet you the weekend.
I have a Super Strike Mojo coming. Nice.
Mojave, yeah.
And then Clutch Fortune in a few days. Had eggs go bad in my 1.1 Leopard double het Ultramel Clown clutch.
No way.
Fingers crossed, Kerry. Fingers crossed.
A few eggs go bad in my 1.1 Leopard double het clutch. Oh, listen, I got my original animals from Perry and Steve. I had a clutch last year, missed the odds. I've got another clutch coming this season. Fingers crossed. But yeah, fantastic pairing. I love the Ultramel Clown stuff.
Go on, Wild Racks. 200 small wiener rats in the bag. Get in.
Go on. Boom.
for the shout out. Had a lovely time. See you next year for sure. I've got a funny feeling, Gav. I've 11 off. You let rest off. I've got a funny feeling. You know what everyone does to Jordan when he's trying to get off?
You got a feeling they're trying to do that to me?
I think the comments are just rolling in, aren't they? They know you've got breakfast and coffee in a business meeting, and they're just trickling in, aren't they?
Yeah. It's just great community interaction. You know, I love it. I love to make sure everyone gets their say and has a chat and has a chance to shout out their pairings, their ovulations. KNC, 8 out of 11 have ovulated. The rest are off food, so it's only a matter of time. And obviously, Wild Racks have taken advantage. Cheers, guys. Absolutely awesome.
Not every day you come on a breakfast show and get 10% off for Boss Rat and bag up 200 small wieners, is it?
That's it. Right, guys, my camera is flashing, telling me the battery's about to go. So before that happens,
flashing camera and cold coffee. Go.
Thanks for jumping on, dude. Guys, thanks for jumping in on the Royal Breakfast Show. Sorry it's been a while, but thanks for joining in. Thanks for all your support. Smash that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you get over to Viper World as well. Also, go and give a follow to Mac's merch as well. If you need some merchandise, hit Mac up and he will help you with all your merch needs. Again, get over to Boss Rat and use that special code for your discount. And again, just quickly smash that like.
RBS 2023, guys. Remember it.
RBS 2023. Cool. Awesome. Guys, have a fantastic day wherever you are. Hope you're all doing well. More content coming. I'm going to do some filming after those crazy cats have gone. And stay positive. And you know, remember, be part of the problem. Part of the solution, not part of the problem. Why do I always say that way?
You're rushing now. You need coffee. You need your coffee. Go.
Yeah, I've got part of the solution, not part of the problem.
That's it. All right, guys. Have a good morning. Peace.
Take it easy. Bye-bye.